proof, Super Marco. He is a star for Falcons. They need him to show up big. It's the second game, a second lineup, a draft that the panel a little less decided on, but still feeling like Yangon can execute. Trex, Leo, how we feeling?
2 games in a row. I think M-God and Marvs have trumped Coach Vren and Moody once again. I love that last pick, Matilda. It fits the Burmese play style so perfectly. You see Blink is already crossing over, scouting 3. He's going on a 1v3 recon mission, Trex.
And that's what they did in game 1 too. Not as deep, but still constantly. They're not scared to get in Falcon's face at all. Yesterday they knocked on the door until it finally, or last game they knocked on the door until it finally broke open. And this time I got a feeling we're going to see the same exact thing.
So far it's up to Falcons to adjust their tempo. They found out that in game 1 you cannot take your time. Slowing down Yangon Galacticos is not an option. So good to see that Falcons are finally here, at least when it comes to early game rotations. Marco here, dueling against Sanji, using that gold crab as a point of contention. What's going on? What kind of duel are they getting into now?
Super Marco just likes pain at this point, I think. But look at the damage on Sanji. That's what they were doing.
All right. That's what Miracle would call the walk-up. Just straight up opening a rift from God knows what dimensions. Putting the fear of God into Sanji. Mid lane, though, this is the first time we're actually seeing these trio go toe-to-toe.
And all 3, here comes Han as well. We could see the big attack here. Kai's goes down. First blood for Falcon. And the Falcon crowd finally erupts.
The other half of the stadium acknowledges the fact that finally Falcons are taking to the skies. Han going for the steal. Blink very low. Forced to flicker out.
Good flicker at that. Flap now. Setting things up for the rest of the team. A big flicker from Yang, and down goes Han. Kyle finally putting kill into his pocket. Stack that up with the turtle, and it's a beautiful start for Falcon.
2 minutes in and 1,000 gold up. Trex, is this what Falcons was looking for? As a big picture draft, I'm going to die on this hill. I really like what Yangon have brought in, but were Falcons just looking for a tree to perch on? Was it just really the Belleric that changed the way they play?
I honestly think it is. The Belleric has the ability to stop YG in their tracks and also respond. Yet last game, Falcons had issue in punishing. They had issues finding those moments and biding enough time, and this time, Falcon found the answers to do it.
SOD thrown out to try and secure. Sanji acknowledges the duel. I'm going to double down on that. I think the fact that the Burmese Ube, the Yangon Yam, is so evident that an ult like the Wrath of the Dryads just throws that sideways. And it's not even for Ogwin just using the ult. The whole kit of Belleric answers so much of what Yangon are good at.
Not to mention, when it comes to the big team fights, even Sanji on this Claude is going to have some issues dealing with it. Everyone on the side of YG might have some issues. Han taking a lot of damage from Flap. Flap is in their face non-stop. Big ult comes from Kai's there, but not enough damage quite yet. Flap and Ogwin forced to back off, but Falcons in general still staying on their side of the river.
They're going to threaten Han here. Oh, the flicker! Dryad comes in! Picking Han off!
That one's gotta hurt. Another pick onto Han. 0-2 and 0, and we're just getting started.
Already the 3 kills that Falcon scored all game 1 long has been achieved here. And forcing a BMI out of Sanji, an arrow thrown out. That's 4 members that they're sending over.
It's being cornered right now, but Kai's and Blinks are showing up to try to help. Falcons saw them coming. And they said, no, we'll let you have this one. We'll let you have this one for now, but look at Flap. The guy's a menace.
This is one of the few things you actually gain from Uranus. Call him what you will, a brain-dead hero, very little mechanically brought to the table, but macro-wise, he's controlling that quarter of the map. The Ruby has very little to do. Ying can only hope to try and stop Flap. That's 2 free turtles going over to Falcons.
Yeah, this game has taken a full mirror image of last game. Falcons with a huge lead already. We've already got items stacking in for the side of Falcon, and I'm waiting to see when Yin can actually get involved in these fights, because I think that was supposed to be one of the possible answers to what Falcon brought. It was supposed to be the same kind of response that the Belleric is giving Falcon right now, but the fact that it's stuck in the XP lane, it's not moving as fast as Flap is, they can't capitalize on it until the Yangon Yam can actually activate, until all 5 can actually group up.
And I doubt it's going to happen anytime soon. lane per lane, roll per roll. Falcons have checkmated Yangon's prior rotation. So one might say game one could have been a download. They were checking how much they can get away with, how far, how fast. And Falcons are the ones rotating now. 2-man, 3-man coalitions, blazing the way by Sanji.
Yeah, but I think he really just wants to get rid of these minions, but he's not quite able to do it. Circling Eagle does come around, but it's more of a defense mechanism for the side of YG. They save the tower, they save Sanji.
Flap continues to just dominate and say, see this part of the map, the upper quarter? That's all mine. And I think that's what's denying Yangon Galacticos their prior aggressive rotations. And they're going to have to find a way to fight for turtle number 3 or else just fight for the late game. I'm looking at, what, 14, 15 minutes in, Wrath of the Dryad here by Ogwin, forcing a response out of Yangon. There's no lanes that Yangon can call home.
Yeah, this is tough for YG. The constant pressure from Falcon, and the fact that they're able to send 3 to 4 members down to this bottom lane is because of what Flap is doing in the top side. At this point, Han isn't getting orange buffs. He's being permission to get it, but wait a second, a lot of damage on Ogwin. Ogwin with sliver health. Falcons don't want to let him go down, but YG doesn't want to let him get away. Ying finally able to put a kill on the board.
Bloodthirsty and bulletproof. Ying across the board prior to the series starting has had the best KDA, least deaths among all players, but now he wants some kills as well. Forcing that flicker. Turtle number 3, Yangon on the board. Unless Kyle has something to say.
Kyle does not have something to say this time at least. He tried, he went for it, but YG were able to secure a position. That's going to help a little bit in terms of gold, but still Falcons holding not only a gold lead, but a map lead with 2 tier 3s down on the side of YG.
Long-term trade, that's worth it. The price of Ogwin and a turtle for tier 1 top and bottom, that is what Falcons wants. Nothing ever comes for free, and they're able to maintain a stranglehold on Yangon's economy. Han not on the board just yet. He's struggling. Every little small camp, hey, for the first time in what, 2 spawns, the orange buff is actually open for him.
Han is able to get it, so that's a good thing. Falcons now changing their pace of it. There's no more off lanes to gank exactly. Both for the damage on a Flap, does pop the consecration. Will be safe to get away. Still has a Purify in the kit. Super Marco shredding down on this top side. YG getting a bit more grouped up now. And Falcon has noticed.
All right, we see a little bit of the bulb, a little bit of some growth in the Yangon Yam, but approaching the 4,000 gold lead, and the fact that there's no one threatening Marco. 8 minutes in, no one threatening Marco. Now don't throw down.
Bing, Wrath of Dry does come out. Circling in, will get the big knock-up, and in comes Han. Getting a lot of damage. Sanji with a blazing duet. Ogwin caught in a bad position. Haji as well. YG don't want to let it go. They want to fight back. They're looking for the next target. In comes Sanji from the side. A nice flank on Ogwin. Ogwin tries to get out of the tower to safety, but there's no safety against Yangon right now.
No shelter will stop you from the Yangon Yam as they Uber their way into a flank, converting into a turret, trading. Actually, 1 for 4, was it? That was an amazing response out of Yangon Galacticos. A Circling Eagle that knocks up 3, takes out 2 of their core members. And I don't think even the coaching staff, the folks in the Yangon Galacticos holding area, were expecting that fight to go as well as it did.
That 3-man knock-up sets everything up. And at first it looked like YG were split up. But what Falcons didn't know is they were actually pincering. I don't think it was planned like that, but YG found the moment and capitalized on it. In a matter of about 20 seconds, the gold has been minimized, and the game is a standstill.
That is improv in MLBB at its finest. Suddenly, Han has 3 kills. Man's got a triple in that sequence. But so far, this is one of the few windows wherein Falcons have to say, not again. You can't do that twice. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So now they know that these small avenues on the map might be dangerous. And I think Yangon have found a way to do that. They've rope-a-dope Flap. Flap might get overloaded. That's the problem here. Once they figure out how the Filipino cannon can kind of blow up on his own in his face, then that's how that works. So they have to overload his Purify, overload his Consecration, and somehow find a miracle. 3-man Circling Eagle already used up by Blink.
Big knock-up. He might not be able to get away from this one. Flap, though, with Consecration, still goes down. A kill into the Book of Han. Onto the top side, though. Ogwin misses. Purifies our pop. Flicker's used. YG still wants to fight for this as Falcon remaneuvers. Watch for Kyle on the backside. Han with the engage. Able to get the iframes. Forces Super Marco away. Han looking for a target once again. Ogwin brought low. YG collapses on top of him, and down he goes. Kyle knows it's a lost cause. He can't engage.
That's what I'm saying. You take down Flap, SOD thrown out. Not a good idea. You overload Ogwin, and then you deny Falcons the entry to anything else. Lord number 1 goes over to Yangon Galacticos. Falcons have to switch it up. It can't be the same thing. You have to find a way to engage off of more than just Flap. Long haul, check in that range with a jab. There has to be some straight to the face that Falcons can pull, but looking at it right now, their whole draft, I don't see it anywhere soon. There's no way that they just pick a fight from out of nowhere. Element of surprise is always going to be on Yangon's side.
So now Falcon, I will say this, with the ults they have, with the skills they have, they can hold a decent defense here. And if YG oversteps their boundaries, one big Wrath of the Dryad could counterplay. But maybe that's the answer for Falcon. Let YG come to you a bit. Let them engage and see if they overcheck themselves.
Which has been, I think, what Falcon has been trying, especially in that Lord Dance. It's just they dogpile on the Flap too soon. Fortunately, Flap has his Purify once again, 30 seconds off of Ogwin's Wrath of Dryad Flicker combo. But I think the damage has been done, man. Couple more kills on Han. Sanji left unmolested. 0 deaths on this Claude. Sure, it's been a difficult early game. They spent, what, 2 or 3 death squads to try and gank him out of that lane, but he never gave in. He never caved. So I'm guessing a good chunk of that gold, despite Marco having a good, first 5 or 6 minutes, has been closed in. Like, this is more than just an equal gold lane matchup. If anything, I think Sanji has more gold than Marco now. Oh, I'm offended.
Plus the stun, Flap is forced away. This time YG doesn't cause the full collapse, and they know when they can, they know when they can't. They decide to back off. Let's see if anyone walks into Kyle here.
Kyle holding left mid brush. Oh no, Flap walked into 3.
Purifying Consecration gone from Flap. 60 seconds to Lord still though.
This Burmese Ube is lethal. Not more than 30 seconds are they ever apart from each other. That's amazing. And again, that's what Red 5 Matilda gets you. The fact that Blink can be within 2 or 3 seconds a step away from where he's needed with a flicker too. So they're basically, you know how Louis folds the map in half?
Yeah.
Blink kind of folds the map in 2 quarters, which is almost half. Fair enough. Mathematically, almost half. Looking at the items, true enough, Sanji is 500 gold up on Marco. Even with Marco building the Wind of Nature, that doesn't protect him from Kaiser. It doesn't protect him from Blink's Rogue Wisps. So Marco is never truly safe.
All right, so what's the big answer, right? Ogwin didn't go with the Revitalizer or anything. He has the Flicker, so there could be your opportunity of surprise, but who's going to be the bait? And it seems like Falcons maybe 2 split up. Maybe they need to group up as well.
In an effort to split up Yangon's Ube. But wait, look, they're blitzing the Lord. Oh, there's no response.
My God,
Falcons score!
And then the conceal, the hit and run. YG are going to try to close this.
Oh, Trex, true enough, you said maybe Falcons should group up, and they do. They blitz the Lord, and that's the price you pay for playing the Ube so tight. Yes, you can be within 2 or 3 seconds grasp of your teammates, but not the whole team to be in to respond to a Lord take that quick. What was that? 5, 6 seconds?
Yeah, that was fast.
Oh,
wait a second.
Marco.
John Marco, circling eagle, gets the knock up. Han closed the distance and gets the kill. That's going to help a lot for this Lord push.
Oh, it was
YG just need to get back to base now to defend.
Not a little. I think that was careless of Falcons to not check that lower quarter and have Marco walk into a brush that had 3 members of Yangon in it. So with Marco getting picked off, I think that neutralizes the Lord take. This is a wash.
All they get is, they get the tier 2 on the bot. They get the tier 2 on the bot, tier 3 on the mid. So they get a little bit of ground, but not what you would want out of the second Lord. But then again, they weren't even supposed to get that Lord, honestly. The fact that they were able to burst down, it still feels like a good win for Falcon right now. Flap taking a lot of damage. Circling Eagle. How long does that thing last? YG! Gets the up offended. Responds to the Wrath of Drive, but it's not enough to save Flap. The Falcons is already locked in, and look at the blazing duet from Sanji. They lock on to Super Marco next. And Falcons have 2 men left standing as YG knock on the front door.
A Selena and a Belleric are not made to clear waves. This mid-lane wave is crashing in. Falcons are losing this inhibitor.
They could lose more if YG wants to keep on pushing. The Cannon Minion still standing. Another wave left. Oakwood tries to lock in, but he can't quite save it. Haji bursts it down, and YG take down the Crystal in game number 2.
Yangon Galacticos at match point, 2-0. Against the M5 World Champions, against a legacy team that beat Myanmar in the M2 World Championships. Yangon are 1 game away from locking the grand finals.
YG are showing right now that they have not forgotten the rivalry, that they've been remembering. They've been keeping tabs, waiting for this moment.
Before Malaysia versus the Philippines, even in the midst of Indonesia versus the Philippines, Myanmar versus the Philippines was the rivalry to watch. And Yangon Galacticos are reminding us who was in the grand finals first in the M2 World Championships. Singapore was their turf, and they're 1 game away from making Paris Yangon Galacticos home.
The ship is landing right now. YG 2-0. And the thing about this game, which is so different from game number 1, is YG didn't just stampede. They had a rough start.
It was
a 3,000 gold deficit.
0 to 60 in about a country minute, and then suddenly 120 in nothing. Even after Falcons blitzed that Lord from underneath their noses, they were unfettered.